Hey everybody, Vorpobeard live here with another Keyforge stream. These are my next round of matches in the Australian Online League. This season we're playing Triad. We had a total SAS of 210 to play with. We had to pick decks from 3 different sets. So each player's picked their 3 decks, and now it's Triad. So we're both going to ban a deck, and then with the other 2 decks we have to try and beat our opponent's 2 decks. So this is the 4th round. I've gone 3-0 so far, so going pretty well in the league. In the group that I'm in, it's round robin, so we're playing kind of 5 games against the other players in our little groups of 6, and then we move into a final stage. This week I'm up against Clement, just waiting for him to get online to start our game. So while we're doing that, I thought I'd have a quick run through the decks. First have a look at his decks and then at mine, and then talk through kind of what my thoughts are in terms of banning. So hopefully you can see the decks here which Clement is using. When we started, these were all 70. He actually managed to get 3 decks 70, 70, 70, but you can see with the SAS changes that have occurred since the league started just a few weeks ago, his Kota deck's already moved up to 74, and it looks like he's dropped 1 point on his Worlds Collide deck. But let's have a look through this. I mean, so the Wondrous Sky Fluorazon, what stands out in that deck? I mean, a really high expected amber. That's just monster. And 21 pips. So just from the fact he's just, all he has to do is play through his cards, and I think I'm probably going to lose. Sanctum, I think he's got 3 artifacts, so Oath of Property, Radiant Truth is always nasty in terms of stunning anything you've got on the board. Looking at Shadows, Miasma, Relentless Whispers, Too Much to Protect, some really good cards there. Speed Sigil and Evasion Sigil in the same deck, so that's quite nice. And then let's look at the Untamed, Double Lost in the Woods, Word of Returning, Double Mamook, Witch of the Eye. To be honest, I think I'm probably going to ban this deck just from the initial look. I better look through the other decks, but this is not a deck I want to face. It looks like it's just going to just generate amber every turn, and I'm really going to struggle to stop him. I mean, there's nothing really I can do to stop him playing cards, so probably not keen on that. Let's look at the Worlds Collide deck then Liam Passage Rebel. That's looking nice as well. Reasonable amount of amber control in the deck. Doesn't look like it's going to have too much on board. Not many pips on the cards, but it's quite a high expected amber there. I don't know if that's coming from some of the steel in this deck. Yeah, like the Ransacks. So this bit of key cost control with Anguish. I do like that card. Double Doom, the Implosion Mindfires. Good, sweet, nothing too crazy. Triple Drekker's a bit mad, but if you can get some damage onto them, then they can be dealt with. The Shadows again looks good. Double Ransack is very nice, so that could be some cheeky steel in there. Johnny Longfingers is a great card as well. Each friendly mutant creature gets destroyed, steal 1. Boss Zarek I love. Boss Zarek, I've got a few decks where that's just such a great card. When there's a fair bit of capture going on and it turns everyone into elusive, that's brilliant. Rad Penny, Opportunist, and then the Star Alliance, double Quintrino Flux, double Red Alert, Ambassador Liu. With Shadows and Dis, that's going to give you steal every time, so that could be handy as well. Commander Drixgar, so that's the card that gains an amber if you get upgrades attached to either it or its neighbours. So I think with things like Explo Rover and Stealthster, Blast Shielding, bouncing that Blast Shielding around actually could be quite nasty. I don't know if that triggers 3 times. If you kind of bounce it from one neighbour across the commander to another, that could be a pretty gross way to get some amber going. Overall though, not looking like it's going to have that strong a board. So that's probably one I'd be happy to go up against. And then Clement's last deck is his Worlds Collide one. Elder, Panacampus, Matsuda. So what have we got here? Bibliophile, Edai, double Hapsis Quant and a Zenzi. I mean, some of my decks are going to struggle to deal with Zenzi. I just don't have a huge amount of big creatures to fight. The Saurians, it's got an Axiom, the Imperium's Odoak to prevent steal, double Ludo, double Theros Centurion. I do like the Theros Centurions, and a Scutum. So that's not too bad. It could be a lot worse in this. And then Shadows, yeah, looking here. Hit and run, hit and stash, double Chimal Eclipse. Treasure Map. I've got Treasure Map in one of my decks as well, and that's a great card to draw turn one if you're leading out, if you're starting. Manchego. Yeah, that can be nice at the bottom of your deck. Again, though, not too much Amber control. I think definitely, I think I'll definitely be banning the Kota deck. I think the Mass Mutation and Worlds Collide decks are definitely good, but I think I can at least try and deal with them and work around them. I'm just looking at that Kota deck and the amount of Amber in it. It's just mad. Hey, thanks in chat. Yeah, I kind of figured it might just bump along, but yeah, you're gonna have to trigger it. Maybe if you can trigger it once, I guess you get the Amber as it goes to the next one. But yeah, it's certainly a probably nasty surprise way to generate potentially 2 or 3 Amber, just from having the blast shielding bouncing around. Anyway, so those are Clement's decks. Like I say, just waiting for him to jump online when he gets home. So flicking over to my decks, again, some of the SAS numbers have moved around a bit, which is why it doesn't add up to 210 anymore. So this first deck, which is translates as Smart Dungeon Merchant X Jones. So this is a Mass Mutation Dark Amber Vault Dav deck, which is pretty good. It's capable of winning without the Dav coming out. If the Dav comes out, then it really flies along. But you know, it's got the board clears in Dis. It's got some opportunities for steal. The shadows actually with the Reckless Rizzo, Bad Penny, Fidget can be a bit of an MVP sometimes. I like the Boss Zarek, as I mentioned before, so that's good. Looking at the Untamed, it's got the Dav, it's got the Cephalist, it's got the double Pismize, which again put in a lot of work in terms of key cost control. It's got a Key Frog. I can't say I've actually ever managed to get the Key Frog off to forge a key from what I remember. And in the 3 rounds I've played so far, twice this is the deck that's been banned. I guess it's the obvious choice. I did get to play it once and it got the win. So I'm assuming I'll probably get that deck banned. Looking over at my next deck, which is my Worlds Collide deck, Nathan, Mausoleum, Nanny. So some good stuff in here. This is the one with Treasure Map in it as well. It's also got a Memolith, which is not the best anomaly in the world, I'll be honest. It can work, and actually in the last round I managed to get Red Alert under it fairly early on in the game, which this deck's got 3 Red Alerts, so quite often you've got one in hand, and that is pretty nasty then, because you're basically able to just keep your opponent's board down with the Red Alerts, just triggering it every time you play Shadows. The Infernus is, classic. It's got the Obsidian Forge, which gives you a kind of another way out. It's got a bit of steel in there. And then the Star Alliance, like I say, triple Red Alert, the Garcia, King Can, Kirby. So yeah, some really nice cards in there, and I quite like that deck. It plays pretty well. It's got a few different ways to get through things. And then my last deck over here, Vorpobeard of the Acrobat's Gully, which I've used in the league before. It's not like a normal Kota deck. It doesn't play like a normal Kota deck, I've got to say. You got the triple Ammonia Clouds, triple Poison Wave. So it sort of doesn't really want to build up much on the board unless you really go for it with the Sanctum. Ether Spider, quite often manage to get that out with the Biomatrix backup on it. Between that and the 2 Gatekeepers, you've kind of got a way to keep getting your opponent off check, and you do end up though with a lot of Amber held on creatures. So eventually they get rid of them, and eventually they'll get hold of that Amber. Few ways to steal. The double Magda the Rat can be gross if you pull them off at the right time and don't get caught out. And then the Epic Quest. I mean, that actually is quite consistent in this, surprisingly consistent in this deck. Probably 1 in every 3 games I managed to pull off the Epic Quest, and yeah, part of that's from the Whispering Reliquary, which gives you the option to return it back to hand if it comes out too early, and the Master Plan, which lets you stash another Sanctum card away. And then I've also found that just having the Whispering Reliquary out, because you can return it to hand and play it again, effectively gives you a free Sanctum card for that turn. So it's actually a bit more consistent than you might imagine at getting the Epic Quest off. Okay, so just had a message from Clement. He's going to be ready in about 5 minutes, so we'll get on to banning decks when he's online. So yeah, so I'm assuming I'll probably be playing with Nathan, Mausoleum, Nanny, and Vorpobeard, which I'm happy with. Yeah, they both play pretty well. Vorpobeard is a bit odd, a bit hard to deal with, because you kind of end up killing all your own creatures off. But yeah, the Epic Quest is nice when you get it. It feels so good. Even if you lose the game, it feels good if you pull off an Epic Quest, even if it doesn't actually get you the win in the end. So we'll see. I think that deck definitely plays above its SAS rating, that's for sure. So we'll see what Clement thinks in terms of banning my deck. So I imagine he's going to ban the Dav deck, and I'm certainly going to be banning his Kota deck. If I pop back and have a look at that, don't really want to be dealing with that. That looks like it's going to just destroy me. But looks like it's going to be a pretty tough matchup either way. All right, just confirming. I think he's actually going to ban Nathan, Mausoleum, Nanny, which is interesting. Right, so I think we'll be getting underway pretty soon. So thanks for hanging around in chat. We'll get up and running. So yeah, it could be an interesting game then if I get to play my Dav deck. I've not had too much practice with it because of it getting banned all the time. But let's just wait for Clement to log in. So I'm going first. Let's see how we go. So it's Mass Mutation versus Mass Mutation in this first game. And we'll see how we get on. So let's just have a look at Liam Passage Rebel again. Yep. Yeah, definitely the double red alert, double Queen Tree, no flux is going to be a bit of a problem. This is my deck, so I've got some board clears, board control, key control. Yeah, kind of want to keep the Pismires on the board, but they're going to be a bit of a target for those Queen Tree, no fluxes and the like. Oh, that's great. Happy with that. I don't think there's a huge amount of artifact control here. Nexus. Just the Nexus. Oh, and Sludge. Just returns to hand, so happy. I'll be keeping that hand because getting that Dav out on turn 1 is basically the best start that I could have hoped for. Yeah, really good draw there to get the Dark Amber Vault out, so let's see how we go. Okay. Damage. Let's check out, I think. Yeah, shame I didn't get that wild bounty earlier. much I can use it for. I think I'll probably just spin it and turn my deck over. Okay. So he's going stars again. Not sure what's going to be coming down. Nasty. So not sure I can quite get into check, unfortunately, next turn. Okay, Tracker goes. Yeah. Not nice. Yeah. Not great. Not great. I ran the shadows. Get Reckless Rizzo out. That might give me a bit of steel next go. I mean, I'm kind of want to play this. That's a great Star Alliance turn from Clement there on the last one. At least he had to clear his own side of the board as well with the Contrino Flux. That's the only really good thing. Okay. Question is, do I keep the gateway? I've got 2 in the deck. Let's see if I get a decent hit with this. Or Seric. I think I'm going to discard that. And there's another one come around, so I'm probably okay to get rid of it. It'd just be good to see if I can get anything on board. Okay, at least the ransack only comes off once. I am in a bit of trouble here. I think I can capture the 2 I need in the shadows. But this is not great to be just so far behind. Oh dear. I thought I had a great opening hand there getting the Dark Amber Vault out, but I'm just struggling a bit. Let me think. Let's see what happens here. I mean, again, it'd be nice to play shadows. I guess I've got the option in this of go with the Dominator Bauble. It's going here 2s and 3s. I can't even use the Waking Nightmare to increase his key cost. So I'll just, because the Dark Minion kills itself. So it's not great. One, two. Let's go disc because I just want to really try and get through my hand a bit, but definitely struggling here. Actually, I forgot about the Dav, so that's handy, but I didn't really draw into anything good. So yeah, so with the extra power from the Dav, actually, it survives. So that's good, but I'm still only on 3 amber. And that was the best I could do. Yeah, this is proving a tough game. I guess with double red alert, double Quintrino Flux and 2 gateways on my side, it's proving a little bit tricky to keep people on board. So I think he missed the steal. Let's go shadows. I think I'll be discarding Johnny Longfingers. Now, can I draw into anything good? Nothing that I can play. Great. Just struggling to get moving. And those red alerts are still to come. So yeah, Clement definitely in a stronger position here, upper key. And he's not really played much disc, so this could be big. Okay, Bossa goes back and gets discarded. Okay, the Anguish comes down. I think Flim's going to have to take some damage here. I think it's the answer. Right, so let's just get everything off the board. Another Trickle and a Cephalist. Don't draw into anything particularly good. One on each. Okay, all right, and a little bit of steel coming. So can I get this first key? If I can get the first key off, that would be very handy. And with the Cephalist out, it shouldn't be able to steal, so fingers crossed, unless everything gets wiped. Star Alliance. Alert. Yeah. Great, so I got that first key down. Happy with that. So I think it's, let's go this. Snare it down. And can I hit anything with the Mind Flyer? Rad Penny. Nice. Okay, I think that's all I can do. Yeah. Okay. Shadows. That's going to get discarded. Send it. Yep. Okay. Now, can I push on from here? I can steal 2. And I will draw subtle auto. I think that's probably how I want to play it. First, let's vandalize his deck. Rid of the Soul Keeper. Okay, this is a nice bit of dark amber vault action. Gets rid of the smudge. Don't want the anguish out. So that was a good turn. That was a good turn. So, I mean, a red alert now would do an awful lot of damage. But you just got to play. Yeah, I quite like Snorette. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there's the red alert. Yeah, I do quite like Snorette actually. I mean, it gives you that option to get rid of the amber. So that's quite nice. What shall I go with here? I guess probably I get the Untamed down. Not a very helpful card. Don't really want to play it. Maybe I'll hold it for next turn actually though. Yeah, I mean Shrek gives you that instant capture, I guess, which is pretty powerful. Snorette though, if you can't get it off the board, it just saps away at you. So it swings and roundabouts, I guess. Swings and roundabouts. Frustrating. That's the troop call. It's got the captured amber on it. Gamgee's gone. Drekka. I think it's got to be Untamed. I think it's worth it for the amber. Play it again. And then I'll bring Niflhope and Flume back. I'll keep the Jonkers down. And then pop their 2 back. and finish up with a clear board and in check. So definitely rolling a bit better now after being a key behind. I had that massive dav turn with the shadows where they just kept coming, and that's so good when it clicks. Just feels so good. And I've lost a mind fire. Ah. Right. I think I might run out this. Get that damage out. I didn't get anything in the drawer. Damage tracker again. Count 1. Which I can do with them though. Okay. Okay, got some reasonable shadows in there though. Annoying to have lost the pismire. But having mug in hand is definitely handy. This is tough trying to get enough on board to do anything. Not enough. There's not going to be enough, is there? Unless I can pull something off the splinter. He's going to forge. Let's see what happens here. Waking nightmare, but no disc creatures. Down to 6, but that's all I can do. Okay. Okay, and there's the pismire that I could have done with last turn to just get the key cost up. Penny. Well, I'm turning through my deck pretty fast now. I mean, I've turned my deck once, I'm down to 10 cards. Clement's still got 25 to go. Nexus. Right, need to be really careful here that I get the pips right. So damage. Creature to capture. Creature to damage. That is handy. One on there, one on there. Chunkers down. Nothing to capture. So let's see what happens next. That's everything I can do. So I keep getting stuff out. Quintrino Flux, Red Alert, that could all do some damage. I'm hoping I can just push on after this and get into check. This is a tough deck to play against though. Clement's got. I've kind of been lucky that having the Dark Amber Bolt out for the whole game is just, you know, when I've had those mutants in hand and I've drawn something of the active house, I've just been able to build that board up. But then what's coming here? Probably another board clear of some kind. Quintrino Flux, Red Alert. Yeah. So 6s and 3s will pretty much clear the board. Okay. Oh dear. Okay, not too bad. I'll be going with this. Now, what could I get? Maybe I should have used Fidget first. Oh, great. Got rid of Johnny Longfingers. That's definitely handy. Mindfire gets rid of Implosion. I'm hoping this is enough now. Hoping that's enough. That was a big turn. Push on to 9. The Keyfrogs come through as well. Oh, they lost the Red Alert. Ransack for the steel. I mean, if we got a couple of ransacks off. No, not enough. That's the game. GG. That was a good game. Definitely struggled at the start, but once I got going, I managed to pull ahead there quite well. Whew. Yeah, happy with how that deck played. I definitely think this is my strongest deck, the Mass Mutation one. So, yeah, kind of surprised I got to play it this time, but that's pretty handy. Okay, so let's set up the next game. So I'll be switching to Vorpobeard. I guess it's up to Clement if he wants to choose a different deck. Yeah, I had some good Dav turns in that last game, for sure. I mean, I think it kept letting me come back from Clement wiping my board. And then getting back up to a decent number of creatures on board and getting some action in there. So, yeah, happy with that. And he didn't have any way to get rid of the Dav. Even the Nexus would have just popped it back to hand, I guess, or the Snudge. So yeah, I got away with it there. So let's see, can I go 2-0, or are we gonna have to play out a third game? That's the big question here. So it looks like Clement's sticking with his Mass Mutation deck. I've switched to Vorpobeard, my Kota deck, Epic Quest deck. So yeah, this could be tricky. Although I kind of don't want stuff on the board either, so the red alerts and the Quintrino fluxes don't worry me too much. Interesting. Interesting. I might even keep that hand. Because, I mean, Battlefleet's just a bit of a bonus here, so drawing a couple of cards is about average. No way to really stack up the Mars in this deck. Okay, straight in with a Vandalize. I'm screaming at Leon because he's so thick. His facial awareness is that of a brick. The camera keeps jerking, it's making me sick. Master plan. Oh. What's with these controls? Are they taking the mick? No. That is not a good card to see go. That is definitely one of the cards I would have liked to have drawn. But he does let me get my Mars out, and he's got nothing on board. Oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect. I probably couldn't have asked for a better draw there. That was really jammy. Really jammy. Very lucky. Very lucky. Right. Not much I can do with the orbital bombardment, but let's go Mars anyway. Clear that. Great. I think I'll archive the Sergeant. Let's get rid of Urchin to gain 1. With that. And Claes. That's a really strong start. Don't really want any damage on the Anguish. But let's see. Is he going to suicide the Drekka into it? I don't know. I think it's going to be Mars again. Get rid of Anguish. Oh no. That was foolish. I forgot that Drekka takes damage. I can archive. I will archive that. And then I'll reap to get in check. And that's all I can do. No creatures to discard. So that's a quick start, to be honest. Quick start. Got the option to steal a bit. I'll leave Magda in there. So what's the sequence here? Get rid of Tink. Then the Poison Wave. And deal with that. And then pass on 8. Well, Vorpobeard really got racing there. That battle fleet on the opening turn, drawing into the 2 extra Mars creatures, was really as good as it gets. Now, I guess the question is, can I just keep ahead with this deck? Clement's really struggling. These ransacks haven't triggered. think I'm probably going to pop the sanctum next. Yeah, probably. Yeah, pop the sanctum next would probably work. Not sure quite what's happening. Disconnected. No, it looks like it's still connected. That's weird. So the ether spider, why's that still got the amber on it? Not quite sure why that amber is still on shoulder id, because I think it tried to move it to the pool and then it's popped up on the ether spider instead. I mean, this is definitely a problem where like ether spiders are absolutely jammed with amber. I really want to get to with that. Sanctum, yes. Like that. Six is not going to be enough. Don't actually want to fight with. I don't actually want to fight at all because Clement will steal one. Maybe I'll do that. Just kind of thinking I want to put the Magda back in. Okay, luckily the +3 applies first by the look of it. But the steel would have gone through. Oh, of course, the elusive. Gutted. So that was actually a bad play. I think I don't really try for the epic quest as such. I've not seen the not seen the red alerts or the the red alerts or the Quintrino fluxes. Is it the Pip-on mug that's gone on the spider? Yeah, I think because it's got that enhancement, I think that's kind of made things more complicated on that mug. I'm kind of wanting to hold the Magda the Rat in my archives for sure until he kills off that ether spider. Let's see what happens next. I've still got the 2 gatekeepers to come, so that definitely gives me that ability to get them off check when they pop the ether spider and get a ton of amber. Waiting for Clement. What's he going to go with? Okay, here comes Star Alliance. So red alert's not much use at the moment. Quintrino flux would get rid of the ether spider. Yeah. Rape. I can't stop him forging. But I could get in check, so that might be the right play. Or do I try and establish the board? And not really worry about Okay, happy with that. I think I just let Clement forge. Not too much we can do about it. Frustrating, definitely frustrating. Okay, that worked well. Yeah, that worked well. So I've got 4 Sanctum cards in archive. I'm on check and I've got some options there around steel, or I can just wipe anything that puts on the board. See what Clement comes back with. So the board is wiped. The board is wiped, and I think the epic quest is on. Do you know? I think if I can just pull. Okay, so Clement's saying he's gone. Not sure what's up. I mean, there's still a lot of game to go. There's still a lot of game to go, so yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think it's to the bathroom. I don't know. Yeah, he doesn't think he can recover. No. Yeah, I don't have the epic crest ready to go, sadly. That would be good if I did. I think I might take Nexus. Mania Clouds. Just go out the Mania Clouds. One of the Silver Tooth. Turn double Magda. I mean, that is a gross way to play. Unfortunately, still short. I've got the 4 there plus the reliquary, so that's 5, 6. I'm still 1 short. I just needed one more Sanctum card. So I don't think it's not over yet, but I'm in a really strong position, that's for sure. Just needed that one more card. Must be 2 or 3. Oh, yeah, there's 3 in the draw. So I'm just not sure what Clement's got in hand. Looking at his discard. Not seeing much of the star lines. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the star lines have gone. 3, 5, 6, 7. So, okay, so it's pretty balanced in terms of what's run through his deck. It's conceded. Okay. Okay. Well, bit of a surprise there. I think there was still a few turns to go, but maybe Clement didn't feel he could come back. Right. Okay, but that's the win. 2-0. So, in terms of the Triad match, it's all over, and Vorpobeard did the business, absolutely dominating. But I think I got off to a really flying start there with the Mars, and that just really helped me get ahead and stay ahead. I probably would have got to that epic quest. I'm certain I'd have got to that epic quest in a turn or 2. So those were my round 4 games against Clement. Came out 2-0 winner in the end. So he banned Nathan Mausoleum, Nanny, my Worlds Collide deck. So I ended up playing with my Mass Mutation Dav deck, and that certainly did the business, having the Dav out. Vorpobeard there absolutely shone. That's probably the best that deck's ever played. I think the Battle Fleet, turn 1 Battle Fleet to draw 2 of my very few Mars creatures was just really lucky. So I definitely feel a bit bad for Clement in that respect, because I got off to a very strong start, and then I would have definitely got the epic quest off if he'd not conceded, probably within a turn or 2. So I think it was on the cards there. But his decks were really tough. I was pretty concerned against this Mass Mutation deck, and I guess I didn't get to see how his Worlds Collide deck played. But yeah, great games. I'm really enjoying the league at the moment, and I think the decks are all pretty balanced. The players are all pretty good. So each week's been good fun, but chalked up another win. So I'm happy with that. Hope you enjoyed watching it on the stream. Thanks for the support and the comments. Always good to have someone in chat and people watching when we're playing these games. Check out the other YouTube videos I've got on my channel. bit behind in uploading, so I haven't uploaded last week's games to YouTube, but I'll try and get those and this week's games up as well. Check out the other videos, and yeah, definitely follow me on Twitch, and hopefully you'll get an alert when I go live next week for the next round. Thanks a lot, and I'll catch you soon.